Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. The purpose of this video is to give future cosmetologists information on how I studied for state boards and how I was able to pass it on the first try. Now, I've heard lots of information and people give me different details, and it's important to get information that is accurate. So in this video, I will tell you what I did, how I studied for my state board. Now, some of you may know that Pennsylvania changed the cosmetology examination. Therefore, there is no longer a practical component. Everything is strictly on the computer, procedural and theory. As you know, there are two parts, state law and safety, and then there's the procedural and theory part of the exam. Now, there is a PA law state guidebook. You want to review that guidebook from top to bottom and know everything, know the space requirements, know the hours requirements for esthetician, cosmetologist, nail technician, teacher. You want to even know the number of materials needed. Unfortunately, I'm not going to discuss any of the specific test questions because when you take your test, Pearson VUE does say on the pre-testing section that it is in fact illegal to discuss any of the test questions. But I'm going to tell you how I studied. Now, Pearson VUE on their website, they have a cosmetology handbook that looks like this. I'm not sure if it's coming up backwards or frontwards. Do yourself a favor and print that out. Don't sit there and listen to people who telling you this is on the test, that's on the test. Pearson VUE has it on the website, and it's extremely accurate. And what you would like to focus on is the test outline. I know it sounds like, oh, it's so simple, but that's what you want to study because there are things that are in the textbook that are not focused as much on the exam. So what I did was I took the outline, which is for cosmetology, is page 8 and page 9. And the sections that they have, there are 10 sections. So what I basically did was I made 10 different piles of flashcards that covered 10 of those sections. I'm not going to make this video super long, but what I will say is if it is on the outline, make sure you studied it. Make sure you know it, because I heard a lot of people telling me that, oh, you need to study A&P a lot. It is not on the outline as much as the hearsay of what people say. People will say this, people will say that. Don't even really listen to me too much. Just go online and look at the website because they will tell you specifically what you need. For example, in trichology, they ask you structure of hair type, pigment, wave pattern, texture, density, porosity, elasticity, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you know everything there. And I feel like if you studying the outline that Pearson VUE provides will make you prepared for the test. The other thing I did that I feel like helped me a lot is this Melody exam guide. Like when my teacher, Miss Davis, gave this to me, she kind of made a big deal about it. And I was like, whatever, Miss Davis. Like, it's an exam guidebook. But this thing helped me a lot. And what I did was whatever chapters or sections that was mentioned in the study guide, for example, styling, hair coloring, I went in this exam book and I made sure I at least knew everything in the exam guidebook. Do not get them confused. There's the Melody textbook. There's this. There's the workbook. That's that. And then number 3, the exam book, which is slightly smaller. Don't get them confused. They're all 3 different things. I did go through the workbook as well. Based on Pearson's VUE outline, the things that you need to know the most is rules, regulations, and safety, hair color, bleaching, lightening, and tinning, hair cutting, and also permanent waving, chemical straightening, and relaxing. There are other sections as well, but again, I'm telling you, look on the outline and look at it step by step by step. Another tip that I could offer you, a method that I use when you take the examination, when you go through it the first time, answer the questions that you're most sure about, that you're 100% or at least 80 to 90% sure that they are correct. Then when you go through the test the second time, the ones that you didn't answer or the ones that you were not sure of, what you can do is take your best guess. And then sometimes there might be a part of another question that will help you to remember. Now, you're not allowed to bring any paper into the examination room, but there is scrap paper that they give you on this like whiteboard. So you could, do that to help assist you. I made about 500 flashcards. I know that may sound a little obsessive, but there's so many parts of this and they could basically ask you any questions. So it took me about, I would say, 2 days to make all my flashcards. So for 2 days, all I did was to make flashcards, and as I wrote them, I said them out loud to help me remember and retain the information. Everyone's different in studying. Some people don't need to even do that. They just remember information. I know me, I'm an auditory learner and I like to write things down. So it truly depends on the individual. But like I said, if you have any questions or if I could provide any assistance to you, please feel free to leave me an email below. Again, definitely go on the website. Oh, and one more thing, you have to bring 2 forms of ID. I did see an individual there that was unable to take her test because she only had 1 form of ID. You do need 2 forms of ID when taking your cosmetology examination. So I hope this helped. I hope this provided some type of clarity because since they changed the test around, I feel like it's not like a whole lot of information about the test. So I hope this helps somebody, that it will kind of lead you in a, good direction, and good luck. And I hope this helps everyone. Bye-bye.